right, so we are done with our show is over, but of course these are the hallways of the radio station that's basically just like KISW. It's the KISW of Boston, WAAF, and a station I listened to when I was growing up. And they were kind enough, Mistress Carrie, who's awesome, and she's been just killing it here for years. I said, hey, mind if I just go in here and do a video and talk to you, because this is what and she was like, sure, fanboy, you feel free.
She said, sure.
Yeah, it was a sure. So she, if you can see right now, she's in the middle of doing stuff. Because she's a professional, unlike me. But very soon we're going to pop in there. We're going to talk to her. Just waiting very patiently, Danny. Speak time for one of those rough cuts, right?
Yeah, rough cut.
That you kids do. Yeah, you would not know where you were. You'd think you were in Seattle if you saw a door like that. It's the coolest part of this entire building. I mean, everything else is pretty, corporate and business, and people are wearing their outfits like they mean something. Then you got to come to this side of the building, and this is where really the creativity is. I think that's fair.
Yeah.
I don't know if Carrie will agree. Mistress Carrie, who has been killing it in Boston for a skillion years.
Don't say it like that.
Well, but a good skillion years.
A good skillion years.
A good skillion years.
Yeah.
Well, I know I say it with reverence because I have not been able to keep a job in this business at the same place very long. This is like a history for me that I can't. So, but you, I mean, they love you here.
I've been here 26 years total.
Whoa.
But on the air, 19 and a half.
Damn, that's
Yeah.
that's impressive.
It's been a long time.
Well, I remember because I grew up here, and I was saying that I think I remember hearing you when I was here, but you don't look like you're anywhere near my age, which means you must have started when you were 5.
I did, actually.
Yeah, it's
It's
good.
amazing they let an infant
Yeah.
run the board back then.
And it's amazing, and the infant quite adept at it. So this is Mistress Carrie, WAAF
Hi.
in Boston, a killer radio station just like the Rock is in Seattle. These are my children, by the way, Joe and
Oh,
Sarah.
hi guys.
Hello.
Yeah,
Nice to meet
it's
you.
cheap labor. It really
Yeah.
is. And so, man,
Cheap labor is good.
and so it's just one of those fanboy moments because this is the station I listened to growing up. So it's weird working for the company that has this station. It's
This
just
isn't the
nuts.
original studio, though. We've moved a few times.
Just a couple.
We've been here since 2000. But since I started, we've moved 4 times, I think.
Damn.
Yeah, it's a pain in the ass to move a radio station.
And if you'd be kind enough, there's a guy that works in Seattle, but he used to live here and loved you. And when he heard that we were going to be hanging out and doing video at AAF, he's like, "Are you going to see Carrie?" And I go, "Yeah." And
I hope so. I work here.
Yeah, and he had a look on his face like, "Hey, would you tell her something?" I go, "Not in that creepy face. I'm not going to tell her." But if you could say hi to Ryan, he would be so
What's
happy.
up, Ryan?
There you go.
Why did you leave us? The ocean's on the wrong side. Very weird.
Yeah. Well, Ryan likes his weed. I think that really
Hey, it's legal here now.
it took you guys a while.
It took us a while.
Yeah,
it took
you a
us
while.
forever to be able to buy booze on Sunday. Tattoos
Yeah.
were illegal. Now we got weed. We're a little slow in Boston.
Unfortunately, I'm staying with my mother-in-law who lives in Wellesley, and that's a dry town, so I still have to drive to get booze.
Oh, she lives in Wells.
Yeah, well, she's not exactly what you expect from Wellesley. Her pay grade a little lower than the average Wellesleyite. But that was frustrating because I had to go buy alcohol yesterday, and I had to drive out of town because it still is a dry town.
Yeah, Arlington is too, I think.
What is
Which
what?
I don't
Haven't they
know.
figured out that everybody likes to drink once in a while?
I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know.
But
It doesn't make any sense.
and today was a tough day because we were having fun doing a show on the road, and then of course the Chester news
I
came out.
know.
Yeah, and of course our station and your station, ones that really care about that kind of thing.
Well, I mean, we were one of the stations that broke Linkin Park back in the day, and they have always been intertwined with WAAF since, I mean, they were kids when they started. I remember interviewing them when Hybrid Theory first came out. They were like teenagers.
Yeah.
They had no idea that that album was going to explode. I mean, it's sold, what, 12 million copies or something
Yeah,
since then?
just-
and
it's just
just that
insane.
album alone. And it just, especially on Chris Cornell's birthday, and the eerie similarities and
Yeah.
how they both committed suicide, and then you go back and you listen to like live recordings of them performing together, and you see pictures of them performing together, and it's gut-wrenching. I mean, Chester just eulogized Chris Cornell 2 months ago.
Yeah, it's a trippy thing, man. You don't know what's going through somebody's mind, and like you said, the impact that Linkin Park had here for us,
Yeah.
of course, just a short time ago with Cornell and the Seattle connection.
Oh.
It was, so here we are, like, wow, this is
know.
two great creative souls, and there's just too much, too much in our genre of music where so many people get helped out by the folks that are in pain, and they go, "How you get what I'm feeling?" And so many people that listen to those songs and go, "Wow, thank you for helping." But usually the core folks that make it, they don't make it.
Yeah.
It's so sad to think, wow, we got helped by what you're doing. It's hard to believe that they couldn't get helped by their own music and their
We
own
were
artistic.
talking about it earlier. they take their pain, and it's legitimate pain, and they turn it into art and something consumable for our entertainment.
Yeah.
And then we say, wow, I can really relate to that, and those songs helped me through a hard time, but they may or may not be getting the same cathartic feeling releasing the music that it gives to us when we listen to it. We just really don't have any idea what it's really like. And if you go, I mean, we did the same thing with Chris Cornell. Everybody was so surprised
Yeah.
after everything with, you know, Lane Staley and Scott Weiland, and the whole grunge movement was just riddled with addiction and suicide. Kurt Cobain, obviously.
Well, we saw Mike Starr on Celebrity Rehab. You know, his whole thing played out. Lane Staley's mom, you know, begging him, please don't go the way Lane went. And it's still Mike couldn't do it.
And you go back and we thought, all right, Chris Cornell's going to make it through it. All these other projects, and then that happens, and then you have to go back and read the song lyrics.
Yeah.
And I mean, there's tragedy in all of those lyrics, and we've been going back and really analyzing a lot of the Linkin Park lyrics too. It's all there.
Yeah.
His pain, his anguish, his struggles, it's all right there in the lyrics. And that's part of the reason why people love them so much, because they were so upfront about it and really kind of put their souls on the line. And now we're left sitting here going, he was 41 years old with 6 kids.
Yeah.
And now what do we do? You know? And then there's other artists. I mean, Corey Taylor was just here yesterday playing acoustic in the studio. And as soon as he left the studio, we got word about Chester. And he was on stage here last night at the Xfinity Center. He was near tears.
Yeah.
Just the whole thing is just tragic. I don't know.
Well, Carrie, I know you have a show to do. I mean, I'm on vacation, so I don't have anything.
It must be nice.
Yeah,
They let you guys do that in Seattle?
Hey, you know, every once in a while they let us take
Wow,
a day
you
off.
guys are more progressive
See
than us.
that?
We don't have vacation.
Well, you know, we'll bring that kind of concept out here. Mistress Carrie, thank you so much for giving us the time, and especially on this day. It was so great to be able to be in the building at WAAF, because I know it's the one station just like us back in Seattle. Like this is where I'd want to tune in to somehow get some healing, because you know this is what this station does. I mean, this passion, it's deep. And you guys here, us out there, and it was.
The phones have been ringing off the hook all day. I mean, since yesterday afternoon when we got the news, it hasn't stopped. And it's awesome to be able to be there with the listeners and talk it out and kind of share in the experience together. So.
Well, thank you for giving us some time.
Yeah,
Appreciate
no
it. Thank you for letting
Thanks
me come
for
and
coming
to see. I mean, the little kid in me is just like, this is pretty.
I know.
amazing.
I feel bad. I didn't clean. When Corey Taylor left, and we kind of left it a little bit of a mess, so it's a little dirty.
Still
in
looks
here.
Probably
It's
cleaner
not
than
bad.
our place, I think. Wouldn't you say?
They stick us in the corner, so.
Not too shabby.
We've been making faces at the construction guys next door.
Oh yeah. Nice. Well, Carrie, thank you so much.
Yeah, no worries.
Yeah.
See you, Ryan.
Thank you.